Greetings, Mikael here, the creator of the Parenting Guide that hopefully you downloaded a few weeks ago. And I hope that you have not just downloaded but also have a look at it and played with some of those tips in it along with the emails that I've sent along the way. So what I really want to do today is bring along my lovely wife, Kathy, and ask her if she's got a tip, and hoping that she's not suggesting any of those that I already have suggested. So there's something new for you there. So what would be your, like, one of your top tips that you would dish out to a parent these days?
So I think actually my top tip would be rhythm. So I feel like innately we work on a rhythm, and for children, I think it is incredibly important that they have a rhythm which gives them boundaries and gives them a sense of safety. So that would be a rhythm in their day that they are working within every day, nearly.
That's perfect, I think. I mean, and that ties into some of the things that I have suggested as well around boundaries and that. So, but it's a different language and a different focus, and I really like that. So, could you give us an example of a rhythm that you were part of creating for our children as they were growing up?
So probably the most obvious one was around sleep time.
Mm-hmm.
We set a very clear rhythm around that time. So we would always spend time cleaning up. This is when they were very little, and the house by the end of the day, with their creativity and their playing, was often quite a mess. And so they would be part of that cleaning up. That would be the beginning of that rhythmic time of preparing for bed. We usually did that before dinner, as I remember, and then we would have dinner, and then there would be bath time, and then story time. And I feel like for me, and now being in education still, that story time is such a precious time, not only for the relationship between you and your child, but also setting them up for their education. Actually, the more that they can hear language, the more that we are interacting with our children, the better we're setting them up. So it was always a really special time, that storybook time. And that sort of changed as we had one child, then another child, and then three children. Then at some point we would all be reading the same story. Then as the older one got more independent, they would go and read their own book. But there was always that there was a story, not in their room but in the lounge. That was something that I got somewhere along the way, was to make their bedrooms their sleep space. And we always did the stories out in the living room, and then there would be going to bed. And actually then I had a little ritual where I would sing them a song, and we would snuggle in, and they would go to sleep, ideally.
Great, and I think there's some great value there for you to pick up, and then take whatever works for you and make it yours. It's not that this is the right way or the wrong
No.
way. It is, really for people to use this as an inspiration. So talking about rhythm, we also had, and I mentioned a little bit about that in the guide, about the rhythm around dinner and making the dinner table kind of a ritual, and there's a rhythm within
Yeah.
that. But there's also rhythm in the bigger picture as well, around the year. So different rhythms in the different seasons. We used to do different things, different stories at different seasons, and particularly, around Christmas times and Easter and so
Yeah.
on. So there's rhythm in a bigger sense as well, not just on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was part of the trying to make that connection between the natural rhythm that we live in within nature, and so that there was that rhythm working with the natural environment that we're a part of, because that is very closely related to the way we work as well. The longer days, the shorter days, the seasons, the spring, the winter, the autumn, all those things we worked as well along as we went.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you very much for coming along,
Oh, my
and thank you
pleasure.
guys for watching and listening. And I hope that there was something what we shared today and what Kathy shared that is of use to you. So wishing you all the best with your ongoing journey of being a parent.
Right. Thank you.